Hello everyone, I'm Anna Harrison, and this is a presentation of my 2022 California Naturalist Program Capstone Project Proposal. During a recent Coaching for Equity workshop, we were all asked to write a purpose statement, in the moment, quickly, without overthinking it. This is what emerged for me. I speak for the trees. My purpose is to empower every educator, every child, youth, and adult to seek connections and bond with First Mother in order to heal, grow, and thrive within the biocollective. In this presentation, first I'll share why Nature at School supports equity. Then I'll introduce you to the Nature at Recess Guide and briefly discuss next steps. As an educational facilities planner and designer, I've conducted facilities assessments on dozens of schools in the Bay Area. The term racialized schools refers to how often schools look like prisons, surrounded by chain-link fences, marooned in deserts of concrete. Students in high-poverty neighborhoods are more likely to attend school in substandard facilities, and affluent districts spend nearly 3 times as much on their facilities. Racialized schools are the product of centuries of de jure segregation. This is an original redlining map of San Jose, California. Green areas were deemed best. Orange areas represent areas of exclusion, even to today. Notice the overlap. The history of redlining persists and results in under-resourced and racialized schools. Segregation has another consequence: lack of green space and inequitable access to nature. As an advocate for outdoor learning, I see that many schoolyards look like this: barren deserts without any shade or trees. Others are luckier. Many schools I've visited in Santa Cruz have school gardens and lovely outdoor learning spaces like this one at Live Oak Elementary School. However, these spaces are still controlled by a garden educator and are only available at certain times of the day and under the supervision of the educator. The idea for a Nature at Recess guide began as I was volunteering as an outdoor learning aide with experienced outdoor educators at the Santa Cruz County Office of Education Outdoor Science Residential Program. This young naturalist is showing off the rough-skinned newt she found. I also volunteered for the Life Lab-inspired Outdoor Science Garden Education Program at Live Oak Elementary School. In conversations with the garden educator Kai Parker, the idea began to take shape as she shared her wish that children could access the garden during recess. For her wish to come true would require volunteers, and the volunteers would need a guide. Here's a brief overview of the Nature at Recess guide for school volunteers that I created as my California Naturalist Program Capstone project. The guide begins with a bit of the backstory and how to get started. Simply collecting and arranging bits of nature debris and trying out a nature sketch is a great first step. Or maybe try writing about nature or going flower hunting. The flower hunting activity could become a fun competition to see which children can collect the most different one-of-a-kind blossoms. Who doesn't love birds? Here's a simple birding activity needing only ears and eyes. There are also some suggestions for taking a deeper dive if a child shows a strong interest. The final pages are additional ideas and resources. Regardless of whether a school has a garden or not, the Nature at Recess guide is applicable. Every school has at least one tree in a grassy field. As children and the adults supporting them become more aware of the nature or lack of nature on their school grounds, my hope is that they will become advocates for greening schoolyards and thus reducing the nature equity gap. The next step is to make the guide available, put it into action, and design a study to measure the results. This concludes my presentation of the 2022 California Naturalist Project Capstone proposal. Thank you.